Okay, thank you everybody for attending. No, if you notice, there are the major newspapers, but also a lot of bloggers and online presence, and not only sa sports, Mayor, but also from the lifestyle blogs. Because though this is a sports event and a race, the race only compasses a few hours of the whole trip. And we want everybody to come over to Dapa, experience the race, but also experience the town. Half a day of racing, but maybe 2 days of going around the municipality, going to the beaches, the island. You know? So this is not just a sporting event, but also a lifestyle destination. So and on that note also, if you saw in the video presentation, aside from their highlights of their destinations and tourism activities, they put a very big emphasis on garbage collection and cleanliness. No? They have recycling and they have their designated garbage bins and all. So this is also an advocacy that we've always pushed in the triathlons, that let's keep our municipalities clean. Just because you're so stressed out during the race and running hard already, it doesn't mean that you can throw away the wrappers of your energy drinks or energy bars, that you put them inside your suit and then dispose of them when you're done with the race. And let's keep this beautiful island super clean while we're visiting and racing there. And another highlight, just from the presentation before we forget, is that if you saw the topical view of the race route, it was so full of trees. So this should be a very welcome and pleasant thing for the racers, because it's so much easier to race when there's a lot of trees and a lot of shade and canopy and cooler air. No? And the coastal bike route should be a highlight, because you'll see a lot of beautiful beaches and water on the side, which might distract you from the pain of pushing really hard for the race. No? So I think this is, from what we see so far and what we're expecting out of this, and is that this should be a very good destination for not just the race, but also to visit and bring your families. And lastly, we'd like to also focus on the new venue that Dapa is creating, the Sunset Boulevard, which should integrate all activities while you're waiting with your family. The ones who are waiting for the member that is racing, there's food there at the venue. The awarding will just be integrated in the same spot. So the swim, bike run will all converge back at the Sunset Boulevard, while the families will be waiting and all the spectators will be waiting. They'll have something to do while they're there. So it's a well-integrated, super complete venue, which would be great for the race.
Okay, first of all, we'd like to introduce ourselves. This race is basically brought to you by Cornerstone 8080 Events. Most of the media are very familiar, I think, already with us. We've been doing this business already for the past 8 years. We've done almost, I think, 20 triathlons in the Visayas region. This event is actually in partnership with Isla Tourism Foundation, in partnership with the local LGU or the municipality of Dapa, represented by the Honorable Mayor Abeth Matugas. The foundation, some of the foundation members are here today. Mr. Borgie Abejo, he's the president of the foundation. Mr. Dixon too is the vice president. Dixon is a very well-known triathlete here in Cebu, if no one knows him. Miss Lani Jean Matugas, Miss Amado Goticos Sevillano, and Mr. Gino Sanchez. We're very grateful for Isla Tourism Foundation to help with this event and get this event going, and of course partnering with Dapa. This is a very big initiative. As you go on, you can ask us questions. This event will actually be a lot bigger than what we feel is what's happening right now in the triathlon industry right now. Of course, there are other players, but we, with the direction of the mayor, we really plan to make this a really big event, and we really want to make this a national destination event because we want to pull all of the tourists to come visit the beautiful municipality of Dapa. So on that note, we're really gonna try and impress the guests. You can ask questions as we go along, and we can clarify. Although I just want to address something. The bike route that was shown, the bike, the swim, and the run, that is still not final. We will be going to Dapa some mid-March to really finalize and really make sure that the race route is exactly what it is. But on this note, I'm sure everyone is aware how triathlons are here lately in the Cebu area, which is where I think triathlon really grew, no, in the Philippines. Traffic conditions are already very horrible here in Cebu. Not only for the bike, not only for the run, but somewhat the swim, the water is a bit polluted already as well, no? So we're really excited to bring it to areas of the Philippines that we can highlight, that we can still do this in a safe manner. I mean, I think the bike route, most of the bikers will realize this is like when we were doing triathlons here in Cebu, like 8 to 10 years ago, where you're not fighting with the bus, you're not fighting with jeepneys and tricycle drivers. No? The mayor has guaranteed us that we can really have a safe bike route, which is very important these days. No? For the run route, we're gonna try and make it as scenic as possible, and of course, we're gonna not make it go the same area as the bike, so you can really see the path. No, we're gonna really stretch it out. The swim, there's a swim indicated there right now, but like I said, we're gonna still finalize this. We have to inspect the tides during the time of the set date, so we're gonna really have to narrow it down. But in general, this is the format of the race structurally, and yeah, I think. Are we open to questions, or do you want to say anything, Joe? Do you want to add anything?
The road was you mentioned already.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'd like to stress the bike. We're really gonna try and push to close the road to all vehicles. This is. I think it's possible to do it, but because there's not many cars as of right now in the bike route. But I think in Cebu, for most of our events, of cornerstone events, we're already not allowed to have road closure anymore. So this is a very welcome news for all of us as far as safety is concerned, and which is pretty much the backbone of how we wanted to do events. No? Very safe, everyone enjoys, and then everyone has a good impression, and that will want to come back. So just to give also other backgrounds, most of our races, our longest standing race is already been going on for 8 years, no, in San Remio, and we're hoping that, as you can see, the growth of the PA is going to be exponential. We're hoping that this event will grow as well as the municipality grows, no? Because we're very excited to partner with them. Mayor, maybe you have to say a couple of things.
First of all, I would like to thank the media people for attending the launching of Triathlon in Dapa, handled by Cornerstone 8080. I need your help in order for Dapa to be popular, because out of 9 municipalities in Siargao Island, although Dapa is the economic center, but it was left behind in terms of popularity and in terms of tourist destination. So my vision is to make Dapa not only to give tourist attraction, but to make it as tourist destination. That's why we will start with the promotion of having a triathlon in Dapa. And media played a great part for this event to be, or for Dapa to be known in not only nationwide but worldwide. Kay as of now gyud sa ako gisulti na nga among the 9 municipalities of Siargao Island, ang Dapa ra gyud maoy dili gyud ma-mention. Dili ma-mention because the previous administration doesn't have direction to make Dapa a tourist destination. And remember that Siargao Island is more on tourism. That's the only what do you call that? The tourism is the only attraction that we have in the island. We will start. We'll start with, let's say, to make it more popular. We started with the construction of what the tourists need, like where to go, where to eat, and where to stay. So as of now, we have already the Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard is ongoing, and target completion is before the start of the triathlon, which is on June 11, 12, and 13. So hopefully by that time, we can use already the boulevard, the kiosks. The kiosks are all like large yan ba, barbecue. So after the event, we can have our, we can dine, we can relax, and because it's beside the sea. Now, to the media people, I hope that you will help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, I'd like to add some of the other things. The race date is set for June 13, Saturday. The race is, we scheduled it specifically for Saturday, so people who are going to, for the first time going to Siargao, can visit other places. No, of course, we would love you to stay and check out all of the tourist destinations in Dapa, but of course, the whole island of Siargao will be welcoming you, as well. The other thing is June 12, Independence Day, is a holiday, which is the day before the race, where we will be welcoming all of our guests, and we'll be having our race briefing and our cargo loading now. We'll be actually opening, welcoming guests as early as the start of the week for the race. Cornerstone will be there, and as we move along, we'll be broadcasting more announcements, as far as the race is concerned. But if you have any specific questions already right now, we're yes. Okay. After I introduce everyone here in the panel, Mayor Abet has already spoken. Kinito has spoken. I'll pass it down to the head of the foundation, Mr. Borgi. After that, we'll be taking in questions, and as well, we'll also make some other announcements. Okay. We'll start with Borgi first.
Good afternoon, everyone. I really wasn't expecting to speak, but what we can say in behalf of the foundation, it's a newly created foundation, basically to support tourism growth or tourism-related activities or lifestyle related tourism or mga fun runs, because we believe in the island of Siargao. It's gaining popularity, and I think now the national government is encouraging us Filipinos to visit also our tourist destinations. No, dili lang kung sige larga sa gawas, but we have beautiful places in the Philippines where we can also enjoy. So kami sa foundation, more asad ang amo ang direction. Thank you.
I think just to coincide with what Borgie was saying, no, is that we should visit our islands in the Philippines, and that's why we're putting this race on a long weekend during this national holiday, so that it can be a first choice for those who have maybe family members who have a triathlete in their family. Make this a vacation for the whole family. Go there for the long weekend, experience Dapa and the rest of the island, and for half a day till that evening, you'll also have the experience of this triathlon race. But that's why these races are scheduled on long weekends and holidays like this, so that we can visit the islands of our country. Thank you.
Questions?
Questions?
Going back to my question earlier. Yeah. Would you know if this is the first triathlon event in Siargao, or has there been any other event before?
What do you want to answer? Yes, we believe it's the first triathlon event, but other municipalities have their own events. There is a Siargao Marathon. There is last December there was a Velo de Siargao. I'm not exactly sure where exactly was. Del Carmen. Of course, they have all kinds of surfing events and an international event. So we feel that the niche for Dapa is perfect for triathlon. It's complementary. It's not competing with the other events of the other towns, and we feel that as we grow as well, that those other events will grow, and we're also gonna piggyback with all of the international events of the surfing events to bring more people to Dapa.
Hi. May hapon. I'd like to address this question to Mayor. Mayor, may hapon. Pilar has the fishing. GL has the surfing every September. Do you think, in your direction now of making Dapa as a sports ecotourism hub, do you think this will be a yearly event, considering the other municipalities has their own identity as far as tourism and sports events are concerned?
Yes, definitely yes. It will be a yearly event for triathlon.
And another question, Mayor. The provincial sports complex, which is under your jurisdiction, will it play a role during the actual event? And I know that this coming March, you'll be holding a big event there. Have we made preparations already? Because considering there are for Cebu, there were sporting events that were canceled because of the COVID-19 threats. Do you see any what do you call this? How do you call this? Do you see any opportunities for this? And how are you preparing? Your team is preparing for this.
So you're asking if played a great part. You mean the sports center? I think the.
I think as of now, well, for what I've discussed with Mayor, I think the event March 14 event is still on. There's no cancellation. It's still moving forward. The regional meet. As far as the venue is concerned, I think we will probably be using some of the housing, but not the actual events. Although, as we saw that, as you know, we don't only organize triathlons. We do various types of triathlons or various types of runnings. We won't compete with the marathon, but we've always done aquathlons, duathlons, aqua bikes. So once we are able to do this triathlon, and then hopefully it's very successful, there will be spin-off races. Because if you want to promote Dapa, we have to have we have to have more events so more people can come and keep on going. No? So we will be seeing some, hopefully, a very nice track. We can probably host some track events. And we're also we're in talks with other, with some of the national agencies also to maybe bring some events there. Hopefully that can happen. Yeah.
With regards to the sports center, during the triathlon, kanang run route will go inside the sports or the oval, and after that you will go back to Boulevard. Then we have also their accommodations inside the sports center. We can use it during triathlon.
With regards to the virus scare right now, it's not at the level where there should be any cancellations. It's of course something that you have to keep in mind all the time. But at this point in our country, it hasn't reached a level at which we should consider moving or canceling events right now. And the concerns are really from tourists coming from abroad and all that. So yes, it may have an effect on international racers, but definitely we have a big triathlon community in the Visayas and Mindanao and also Manila. So which should compose of maybe at least 90% of the attendance. No? So as they say, the show must go on. You know?
May hapon, Mayor. Mayor, why did the municipality of Dapa choose triathlon as a tool for promoting tourism?
Ever since supporter ko, fan ko ng triathlon, especially nga these are millennial people nga mo participate din na and very popular, not only here in the Philippines but worldwide. So I believe that triathlon can help very much to make the popular also.
Sir Steve, sir, how many triathletes are we expecting to come?
Actually, the mayor is very optimistic about getting around 800 athletes. I'm going to temper her enthusiasm. Being in this business for quite a while, there is also a hurdle for first-time triathletes. Usually, you see the big jump in the second triathlete, the PA 880 triathlon. But in saying that, the mayor is really making it possible for it to go, because we're looking at the schedule of triathlons already this year. There's one in Tabualan, a very small one. There's one in Bogo, very small one as well. And then when we get to May, there's an Ironman that was moved from March to May. But we don't know how many people will be traveling, because I don't think the international people will be coming to that event. And then there's June. June, like I said, we positioned it for a holiday to encourage local people to come over. I mean, honestly, right now, international is really a very nice idea, but I think our president is trying to push us to travel around our country right now, which is actually one of the safest countries right now for this disease. So we're really hoping to push it, as far as media is concerned. We help you. And the mayor I think she's really going to make the prices bonga, no? So ask us what we're going to give, and we're going to tell you it's probably going to be one of the better triathlon events as far as prizes are concerned. No?
Also, historically, we've all seen that logistics plays a big role on triathlon attendance. So if we hold triathlon, let's say in San Remio, which we've done for quite a few years. Logistically, it's easy for mostly Cebuanos to attend because we're here and we drive over. But the biggest triathlon events in the Philippines are those within the vicinity of flights from Manila, which I think plays a very big factor. Why is the Mactan Shangri-La Ironman very well attended? Because the majority of the triathletes that are in Luzon can easily fly to Mactan and be in the venue within a few minutes, which is the same situation that Dapa has because they have an airport on the Siargao Island, and which is only 25 minutes away. So for I think 60-70% of triathletes who reside in Luzon, they can fly from Manila and be at Dapa 25 minutes after they land. So let's not count that out because that's the biggest triathlon community, and it's going to be very convenient for them to fly from Manila to Dapa. You know? So yeah, that can be a big factor of attendance in this event.
So, Sir Steve, since you mentioned it, tell us about the prices.
Okay, for as initially discussed, I think as of right now, for the elite athletes, it's going to be 30, 20, 10, first, second, and third. And for the first time, our half distance will have also cash prize of 20, 10, and 5,000. Now, we're still with the discussion of possibly giving cash prizes to the age group as well. As you can see, that's a very serious commitment. Not many triathletes give cash prizes to age group. We're looking at the overall very rewarding trip when you go to Dapa and join this triathlon. Also, the mayor is planning, besides the carbo loading and then the awards night, I think the mayor is also planning to have some more entertainment, no? To have. We're not announcing it yet because it's still under discussion, but they're gonna try and bring some talent so we can have a good night, no, for the awarding, and to really be thankful to the people that go to join this triathlon in the park.
Para ma-encourage gyud ang mga triathletes to go there, the total cost prices amo lang ni ipangalot, but the total amount nga akong ialot for cost prices 500,000 all in all, and we'll have also raffles.
So, Mayor, are you also encouraging your naghimo naman mo kuan teams ng locals din ba? Are you encouraging the sport sa inyong locals? Do you have activities na para encourage sa inyong mga taga-Dapa ba na mo go into triathlon?
Kay naman ni ski chairman. So may nag-handle sa mga activities like nami football team, nami skateboarding grupo, all barangays. Gi-promote ko nga every barangay na sports para this is to promote sports in all island barangays. I have 16 island barangays and 13 mainland barangays. So all barangays gi-encourage ko to organize sports.
For the past few years that we've been doing this, of course, triathlon's been here. I'm sure Dixon can explain. It's been a growing event. Majority Cebu City athletes, Manila athletes, but since we've been having these races around the Cebu area, when we first started in Bogo, now I think Bogo has one of the bigger teams, no, and they're competing. They're not only sending athletes; they're winning. They're winning the events. They're winning the group events. Same thing with San Remio and Sogod and when we had in Baybay Leyte, we've generated local triathletes coming from these events. So definitely, prior to the event, we're probably gonna hold out a seminar or a workshop to see if we can bring out some local talents. No, definitely. I mean, that's an island. You can swim there. There are probably some good swimmers that we haven't found yet. You know, it's safe to bike. It's safe to run. I'm sure we can get some athletes, some really good athletes to come out. Yeah. But it's a process, and hoping we can get local athletes, more local athletes to join.
And remember, the biggest wow factor of triathlon is really experiencing the race. So let's not say that there'll be so many athletes from this first time, but once these kids get wowed by the race and seeing these guys swim, bike, and then run, you can imagine how many people you get to inspire to join this sport. And by the second year, if they don't do it by themselves, they'll form a relay team and then work themselves up to individual the next year. So we've seen it happen in other municipalities, and I'm sure it's really holding the race for the first time that will pull the most athletes into the sport after the race is done. So let's wait for it and see the effect of holding that first race and seeing how many people we inspire to join this sport.
Mayor, are you assigning different barangays to certain stations during the triathlon? Like there will be water station in this barangay, you know.
Yes, kay the cornerstone 80 give us what will be our role during the triathlon, and what are the rules also of the cornerstone in the coming event. So he give us the list of what to do during the triathlon, what to provide during the event. We have already the list, so we are preparing on that now.
Are you going to give incentives to these barangays who are performing well? Samurag palipay.
What do you mean barangays performing?
Kanang napay contest sa each barangay. Kada entertainment para pahalugan.
Pakulo. Oh yes. Nagid na.
Yes, because mainly the water stations and the technical parts along the race route will be predominantly our responsibility as the race organizers at Triathlon. Cornerstone will handle that section, of course with the help of the municipality and the barangays along the way. But for maybe the schools that are along the route, or the barangays that have a center along the route, maybe an incentive for like those who have the best cheering, or that make the race more bibo, because if we look at feedback from the international community, their highlight during the race is really, wow, those Filipinos are always cheering you on when you pass, diba? They're very, very happy, very jolly, and which really reflects our culture and the personality of the Filipino.
Good afternoon. I just would like to ask if you mentioned earlier po that there's a certain preparation for each, like swimming, surfing, and running, but do you have a certain workshop for especially katong mga pil nga mga locals? Workshop is kana bang workshop preparation lang for the specific event?
What we'll basically do now first is we'll have a workshop with the volunteers, no, because we want to have a safe event. As far as the athletes are concerned, we'll still have to discuss that as to what types of programs we have, but we want to see who is interested. We want to see how many athletes we can already get. That's local athletes, but that's still up to discussion. But what we want to do right now is to basically have a well-run triathlon. To have a well-run triathlon, you have to have the organizer and the local LGU work together. If this does not happen, the event, I guarantee, will not be successful. So we will work on our partnership, and then I think from there, magawas ko ng mga athletes sana. Yeah.
Ilan na yung participants?
Excited.
So Sir Steve, tell us about the registration process, the pila, and how can one register?
Right now we're trying to launch already, because I think once this gets out of the media, we're gonna have so many questions. I asked the mayor if we could launch March 5 next week. Tentatively, we're gonna try and launch online next week. As far as registration on the municipality of Dapa, they can register via manual and forms as early as when they get back already, and then they'll just keep the database. Online will come on maybe March 5, maybe spill over. The latest that we want to have it is March 10, because the longer we keep it, the more questions we're gonna have to answer. So that's sort of our target right now.
Website, online, or Facebook?
The website is right here, right behind, but we can take a picture later of the website. No?
Sir, what are the distances again for the swim?
So the 80-80 distance is actually 1.8 kilometers swim, 65k bike, and a 14k run. The half distance of that is exactly half. 900 meters swim, 32.5 bike, and a 7k run. So very challenging. Not the hardest. It's not a 70.3 race, but you usually it's a lot of people really like the distance now. It's challenging, and the half distance is very fast. So we're gonna get a lot of athletes, especially coming from Manila, who will be very interested in checking out this event. And of course, they would want to see Siargao right after. So that's why we also positioned it on a Saturday.
So to easily recall, the 80-80 triathlon is 80.80 kilometers total. If you total the swim, bike, and run. And the half distance 40-40 is 40.40 kilometers. Yeah, so we map out the route to an exact 40-40, and then usually for those doing the 80-80, they do it 2 times. So the swim will be 900 meters, and then you do 2 loops if you're doing the 1.8. The same with the bike, and then the run, it's 7k loop, and then you do it twice if you're doing the 80-80s for the 14k.
Like I said, no, the distance is set, but the loops we're still not sure if it will be 1 loop or 2 loops, because as you can see, it's very nice. It's going to be very nice to bike there. And why make it 2 loops when we can probably make it just 1 out and back? There's no traffic. So Joel will finalize the exact route, no, Joel, by our next trip, and we'll have announcements as to how many loops there are, how many we're projecting to be joining as well. More can get the numbers a little bit more. Dixon, you wanna say anything? Okay, yeah.
Sir, last question from my end. On the tourism side, how many rooms are available in Dapa? And I know this will be a very big opportunity for the tourism industry in the municipality. How ready are we when it comes to rooms, accommodations?
Once again, good morning. Our mayor, of course, the tourism industry, of course, in Siargao, we are focusing more on our homestays. We are about around 20 plus homestays, plus the mabuhay accommodations. We have hotels. So in terms of rooms, we have lots of rooms. that can accommodate. Kung sobra man yun, so at the general na spill over.